Hey, it's May here. Are you feeling like you're on a bit of a plateau in your career where there's just not that much more upward mobility anymore? Maybe it's because your boss doesn't seem to be going anywhere and you're bumping up against him or her. Maybe it's your company is downsizing and there's just not a lot of growth of opportunity. Or maybe your own skill set is no longer aligned with what the company needs. Whatever the reason, I know how frustrating it can feel. And when you leave it too long, it can really destroy your confidence and destroy your mood and lead to less than great performance. So you really want to be able to nip it in the bud as quickly as you can. And that's always more energizing when you take some actions. I'm going to share 5 strategies that you can employ, and they're not mutually exclusive. You can do more than one at a time. But first, I just wanted to say 3 things. First is, if you're feeling like this, or if you've ever felt like this, you're not alone. Everybody's career has ups and downs, and definitely sideways, all right? The second thing is that you want to make sure that you accept the reality. And when I say accept, I mean just understand and be able to see it with clear eyes. And I think this quote from Michael J. Fox, which he uses to talk about the many challenges, health-wise and otherwise, that he's had. He says, acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means dealing straightforwardly. So make sure you accept so you can deal in a straightforward manner with the situation you're in. Then the third thing is you want to make sure that you're looking at it in the cold, hard light of day and owning the parts of it that belong to you and learning from those. And then let everything else go and don't take any of it personally. So with that said, let's talk about the 5 strategies. The first one is to reframe the situation. So find a way to look at it that's just much more energizing to you. And maybe it's as simple as saying, this is my situation for now. Just those 2 words, for now. It's not permanent because you're doing some things, we're about to talk about what you can do, doing some things about them. And right away that can just lift your spirits. And as you're doing that, other things within the reframe that you can do are become a great mentor for other people. That's going to energize you. And imagine if you feel this way, the people more junior to you probably feel even more so. Then you also want to be continuing to show up as your best self, because you never know who else is out there watching who could have an opportunity for you that you're not aware of, but they are. So reframe. The second strategy is to envision. And by this I mean envision what you want for yourself, the strategy and the goals and the aspirations that you have for yourself in 3 to 5 years' time, so that you can start to pave the way to reach that. And also envision what could be for the business. And as you're thinking about that, that will almost always help you come up with new ideas for how to improve things, especially in a way that grows the pie for everyone. And when you grow the pie, you might be just developing a new opportunity that you could go and run or do that as a project. So spend some time envisioning. And then the third thing is this is an ideal time to be investing. And you probably have your job in a box right now, which means you can do it in your sleep. You're maybe even a little bored. So that means that you've got time to invest in learning new things, whether it's taking a course, getting a degree. You have time to invest in having new experiences, whether that's traveling or going to different kinds of meetings and conferences. You have time to invest in relationships and building up your network. And that's going to be key, whatever you decide to do in your career, in order to get to where you envision yourself in 3 to 5 years' time. Then the fourth strategy is to expand. You can expand internally, whether it's just taking the role that you have now, the goals that you have now, and then just amping them up, multiplying them by 2 or 10xing, 10 timesing the goals that you set. So challenge yourself. It could be taking on some extracurricular roles, like running a network or setting up a foundation for your company. It could be volunteering yourself to projects outside of your unit. and that'll help you build your network and help you learn new things at the same time. You could also expand externally while still doing your day job. You could be volunteering for a cause that you believe in. You could be leaning into a hobby, whether that's running a triathlon or developing your painting skills. You could also be looking to join some boards, taking on some non-executive positions, or you could be starting a whole new side gig that throws off some additional revenue streams for you. Make sure, of course, it doesn't conflict with your day job. And then, of course, there's the fifth strategy, which is you can always move, whether that's internally or externally, whether that's laterally so that you can, move sideways to move up, or a step up into something that you don't quite see right now, but which emerges. And in order for you to be able to do strategy number 5, those first 4 strategies are really, really helpful. So remember, there are always things that you can be doing to continue to refresh yourself, keep yourself at the forefront, and keep positive, because you are the one who manages your career. It's really up to you. And so it's time to take ownership of that and shake off all the negative feelings, any lack of confidence, by acting your way into that next possibility, that next opportunity. And now I'd like to know, thinking about those 5 strategies, which one of those, if you were to employ it right now, would really move the needle for you? And what's an action you can take toward implementing that right now? Leave a comment and let me know, because I am rooting for you. And if you're watching this from anywhere other than my blog, head on over to maybusch.com/blog, and I look forward to welcoming you there. And now, go out there, be bold, play big, and spark joy for yourself and everyone around you.